Next up, at UFC 308, we have the main event of the evening. We have Ilia Topuria defending his belt for the very first time against everybody's favorite fighter, Max Holloway. Ilia Topuria, 15-0, undefeated in his career. He has 13 stoppages, taking on the current BMF champion of the world, 26-7 Max Holloway, 4-1 in his last 5. And he's coming off the BMF title win at UFC 300. The BMF belt is not up for grabs, which is funny. That is a funny concept that Max Holloway has a belt and it's not up for grabs. It's a belt that doesn't even have a weight class and it's not up for grabs here. But either way, I'm cool with it because no matter what happens here, we get to see Max Holloway fight again and defend that belt. We got Ilia Topuria. This guy, I've been very high on Ilia for many, many years. Ever since he beat the absolute shit out of Jacob's boy Ryan Hall. I noticed no hat today. It's an odd choice to not wear the Ryan Hall hat in honor of
Ryan Hall broke his hand in the first round. I don't know what you're supposed to do in that situation. He tried his best.
He did try his best when he did this, when he was standing like this and had those kicks and then fell over. He did try his best. Anyway, Ilia Topuria, phenomenal. He's a Georgian wrestler, Marab Georgian. And a wrestler. He's a Georgian wrestler whose hands have gotten so good over time, he just uses his slick boxing for the most part. He comes forward with no set game plan, just follows the flow of the fight. If he needs to wrestle, he'll wrestle. If he needs to strike, he'll strike. He's got power, he's got speed, he's got clean technique, and multiple paths to victory. He has only looked like a human being one single time, and that was in the Jai Herbert fight, where Jai Herbert cracked him. And he was in a way. But he shot a half a takedown, survived, got his wits about him, and then flatlined Jai Herbert in one of the most just straight up and down knockdowns you're ever going to see. He's taking on Max Holloway, tried and true Max Holloway. I think the best Underdog Lock of the Week edit that Jacob ever did was the Max Holloway one. I think the song really helped that clip. But he lived up to it. Max Holloway went out there in a fight that a lot of people were like, dealing with Justin's power is going to be a little tricky. It didn't matter at all. He just pot shot it his way, just touched him up, moved, touched him up, moved, invented the point to the ground, let it go, and got a last-second knockout in an all-time fight and an all-time finish. Max Holloway has every meaningful statistic as far as significant strikes are concerned. He's a very good striker. He's a very durable guy. He has an 84% takedown defense. He has an entire career of championship fights. He was the king at 145 pounds before Volkanovski took over. Volkanovski just lost, and Ilia is the current king. I think he remains the king on Saturday night. I just think he's a little too fast. As good and durable as Max is, I think Ilia is just too fast, too slick, too well-rounded. We can't forget how Max Holloway lost to Volk. When he lost to Volk, it was just speed, volume, and mixing up shots and strikes. And that's exactly what Ilia Topuria can do. Obviously, first 5-round fight, or at least first fight that might go 5 rounds. He has a 15-fight career with 13 stoppages, so he's only been to a decision a few times. I have no reason to think his cardio is a problem, but we don't really know. I'm going to pick Ilia. I'll be rooting for Max. I imagine most people will as well. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Yeah. And Angelo, this, I feel bad because damn it, Angelo. I blame myself here. I do blame myself because there's a lot of people. You're going to see it in the Discord. You're going to see it in this chat. You're going to see it in the comments. You're going to see it everywhere, Twitter, whatever it is. A lot of people are on Max. A lot of people like Max. I blame myself because I tried to tell people that Max Holloway, as an underdog, as my lock of the week, was going to smoke Justin Gaethje. It's exactly what he did. It wasn't some lucky last-second knockout. He beat that dude from time. Bell to fucking bell. Was outboxed that guy. And now people are trying to take that and put it in this. Just like we talked about last fight. They try to take that Robert Whittaker Ikram knockout and they're trying to translate and put it onto Chimaev. They're trying to say, well, he handled the power in the boxing and striking of a 155 hard hitter, Justin Gaethje. He can handle Ilia. It's fucking different. It is way fucking different. If you want to look at anything, look at Max Holloway against Dustin Poirier. And Dustin Poirier is a really good boxer, just like Ilia. Has probably the same or just a little bit more power than a guy like Ilia. And Dustin, that was a closer fight than people remember, but Dustin was landing some really heavy shots and was able to outbox Max in that fight. The difference, I would say, is Ilia is probably a lot faster than Dustin Poirier. He probably has almost the exact same power, but has even more speed than a guy, Dustin Poirier, who was landing some really heavy shots on Max Holloway. Max Holloway is a fantastic boxer. Max Holloway is tough as shit. Max Holloway is a 5-round guy, and if this does extend, he probably can take over in those fights. Max Holloway also gets fucking hit. In what is known as one of the best boxing performances in UFC history, his fight versus Calvin Kattar, he also absorbed over 100 strikes in that fight. He gets hit by anybody and everybody. If you're getting hit by Ilia Topuria, you're going to get fucking put out. I do believe Ilia, when he says, I'm going to go to the middle, point to the center, and say, we're not going to wait till the last 10 seconds of this fight. Let's fucking go right now. And I believe that Max is going to engage as well. And I believe that this fight could be over in the first 30 seconds. Ilia smokes and knocks out this guy. I said last year, even before Max was my lock of the week, everything, that if Max was ever going to get put out, because remember, just because you have never been knocked out, just because you have never been finished, doesn't mean you cannot get finished. We are starting to see a little bit of that little crack in the armor against Justin Gaethje. He wasn't scored as a knockdown, but you saw him get hurt. He's absorbed 2,223 significant strikes in his career up to this point, the most by far in UFC history. I believe the cut back down to 145 is not going to do him well for his brain against the power of Ilia Topuria. Ilia is going to be faster. He's going to be more powerful. He's going to be the better wrestler, the better grappler. If you want to, again, game plan and hope that he's going to get tired, that's not a fucking game plan. I believe Max is going to have to bring in something that he's never shown before. What that is, I don't know. Maybe a different stance, maybe a kick-heavy game, something different to throw off Ilia, because if it's the same Max that comes in, the hittable guy, he can't go toe-for-toe with Ilia. I'm all over Ilia here.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, you'll be rooting for Max, right? I think we'll all be rooting for him.
I'll be rooting for Ilia because I got a fucking lot of money in Ilia.
All right, fine. Yeah, the money changed it, I guess. But, I mean, a Max upset would be another all-time moment for Max Holloway, but to Jacob's point, Ilia's just a little too fast, a little too well-rounded.
Dude, you can't. Oh, you want to give a king? Max has never been knocked out. He's never been knocked out. You think Ilia?
Yup.
And also, I was wrong before I said we haven't seen Ilia 25 minutes. I forgot about the 25 minutes where he just beat the fucking shit out of Josh Emmett, and Josh Emmett's face was a mangled, destroyed mess, and Ilia didn't really slow down there. This is a great main event. I am looking forward to this fight. This fight matters for the division. This fight matters for the fans. This is a great pay-per-view main event, especially for the little guys. I'm looking forward to every bit of this fight, and I just hope it's exciting.
Here it is, Trajan. Isn't this the same thought everyone had about Gaethje? Laugh my ass off. He hits too hard. He is 10 times the striker of Justin Gaethje, and Justin Gaethje almost put this dude out.
Yeah, Justin
That's
Gaethje.
It's not the same fucking fight, dude.
They do say that Max Holloway, I don't think it was officially a knockdown.
He knows he got knocked down, though.
Yeah,
he was like, yeah, it was. Thank God they didn't score it because I got knocked down.
Yeah. So, either way, we are both on the same side here. $8,800 in DraftKings Fantasy. It's either going to be early problem or a long war. I am going with long war. And I think Ilia's just going to be too fast.
He said he's pointing to the center. You think they're going to do that? I think they're going to do it.
Max was like, I'm the BMF champ, not the DMF. It's not the dumbest motherfucker. It's the baddest motherfucker. I'm not doing that at the beginning of a fight.
I guarantee if Ilia goes up there and does that, I guarantee Max. You think Max is going to back down? No, he's going to see Ilia do it. I guarantee. You think Ilya's going to say that and not do that? Ilya's a guy that if he says something, he's going to fucking do it. He's going to walk to the middle. He's going to point down, and Max is going to have a hard fucking decision to make. Am I going to do this for my ego, or am I going to back out? If he backs out, it's a smart play, but I don't think he's going to do it.
It will be interesting. We have a question from Zach McDonald. What's the $8,800 in DraftKings Fantasy? Well, it's DraftKings fantasy. It's not gambling. It's daily fantasy. Think a fantasy football team where you draft your players. In this case, you have a salary of $50,000. You have to draft 6 fighters. Every fighter has a different price point. You then compete with that lineup of 6 fighters against other people throughout the world. And whoever's fighters score the most points, you make a bunch of money. And we help you do that because on our website, we have a whole suite of tools and insight and information that will help you build that lineup and guide you. We even have a tool called the Optimizer that will build the lineup for you. You can check all those tools out now, not just for DraftKings, but the bets and everything else as well. At WeWantPicks.com, just click Become a Member at the top. It's only $10 for an entire month. What the hell were you just trying? Who's holding a horse? Who was that? It was blurry.
I know. What's your favorite animal?
I like big cats. I'm a tiger.
What?
Dude, nothing cooler than a massive cat that still purrs and is wildly athletic.
Big Tiger King, huh? You would consider yourself Tiger King? You getting dressed up Tiger Kings for Halloween? What are you gonna be for Halloween?
They brought me a Prince Charming costume because the girls are all doing. They're gonna be red from Descendants, and I guess I'm Prince Charming. I don't really even need a costume, frankly. Just handsome Ange doing handsome Ange things. Listen, let's get to this promo. Here's the 4 cards you're going to get for that $10 at WeWantPicks.com. Here's some of the tools you unlock: the Data Analyzer, the Line Movement Tracker, the Prop Hunter, the DraftKings Optimizer, and Artie Baby giving you his PFL, his Dana White Contender Series, even though this season's already over, his Bellator, all the regional shows, picks, bets, and breakdowns, and the artificial intelligence as well. And here's that $50 promo. Jakey, you got any last words for the people at 2 hours and 18 minutes?
Nope, but I think Lock of the Week might be delayed this week. We'll see.
We will see. We do have a quick question. Danny Viking, do you do FanDuel? Yeah, everything we do for DraftKings, we do for FanDuel except the Optimizer. The Optimizer is for DraftKings, but for FanDuel, you're going to get ownership projections, scoring projections. In that, we have what we call a FanDuel cheat sheet. It'll give you all those projections. It'll also tell you which fighters should be in which types of lineups. So, yes, FanDuel is included in that wonderful package.
I just hope they have fun.
The fighters or us at Cosm?
No, I think the fighters. I think he just would like both fighters to have fun.
I don't know if they will, but either way, guys, we flexed up to 900 people watching live.
Like the stream if you haven't already. If you're still watching, please.
So we appreciate you all very, very much. Genuinely, whole long week of additional content coming your way. Thank you so much, and we'll catch you on the next one. Catch you on the flippity flip.